100 days of data with Miss Mailiana. Today is day 36. From the title and the thumbnail, we are supposed to go over our interface of Power BI, but I think we are good. So I'm going to take you through data modeling, what we did on the board here on Power BI whilst we go through the interface. All right, so we are going to create a new blank space, right? So you come to file, you click on blank space, and you do that. I'm also going to open Excel because I want to create a new data set that we could use. So I'm going to open Excel as well. All right. All right, so let's give it some time to open up to us. Working out, working out. All right. I feel like I owe you an apology. Sorry for the inconsistency that I feel like the quality of what we are doing here has reduced. The energy, I mean, the energy has reduced, but hey, um, this is a challenge. So sometimes the energy is bound to reduce. If it didn't reduce, then we'll be like, hey, am I a superwoman? So you're going to look for the energy and come back one step at a time. So this is how we are going to be trying to show up every day whilst we find the energy to come back. Hopefully by day 50, the energy will come back and we end the rest of the 50 days strongly. I just checked the date and actually we are going to run this till April 24th. And I'm like, whoa, that's a long while, but yeah, God is our strength, and that is the beauty of the challenge. Right. All right, so I'm going to open this all right, so I'm going to open this data set. Okay, I can open this. All right. I'm going to create, so this is a clean data set. So I'm going to create just some simple data from this data or different tables from this data that we can use. All right. So I'm going to take about 20 student ID. Okay. So I'm going to take their ID. So shift I'm taking their age, gender, high school score. Then I'm going to take up to 20. So I'm using shift and my arrow keys to take them. So I copy it and I can paste it here. All right. So this is my first table that I have created. All right. And I'm going to copy the student ID again, which is going to be our primary key. Remember, all right. So I'm going to copy it and paste it here. All right. Then I'm going to take maybe let's say university GPA's um core score. So let's make sure you're taking 20. So I'm just creating a simple table that can be related so that you get to understand what I mean as well by right. So we have that. And I'm going to create a third table. All right. I'm creating a third table. Then I'm going to actually paste it here. Then I'm going to take one last thing, which may be their field of study up to 20. All right. I copy it. So I'm doing sampling. In statistics, there's something called sampling, and this is what it means. So now I'm going to transform this into a table form. So Control A, Control T, yes, move this into a table. Okay, Control A, Control T, and move this into a table. Right, Control A, Control T, move this into a table. All right, so I'm now going to save this. Great. Then I close it and go back to my Power BI. All right, so I'm going to go to my Power BI and get data. So get data, Excel workbook, and I'm going to let's make sure we get the actual one that we were using. Right. Okay. So it's going to open it up for us. So we choose the tables that we created. All right. So let's look at the tables that we created. Let's see table 3. All right. So table 3. So I'm going to select table 3, table 4. All right. Yes. And table 5. Yeah. So those are the three tables I want. So you can see that you can have a lot of things in an Excel file. And when it comes to Power BI, you choose what you want, right? So I load my data. I already know my data already, so I'm not going to transform it. I'm not going to use Power Query Editor. So now it's going to, Power BI is going to load it. Let's just wait. There are pending changes in your queries. You just have to wait. If you rush anything, your Power BI could just freeze. So whilst it's loading, look forward to some of the words it's saying here. Syncing schema, right? When we did SQL, we came across schemas, right? So you can see that the tools are very intertwined. Now it's saying loading data. Um, yeah, detecting relationships. Did you see that it was detecting relationship? I hope you saw that. If you didn't see, forward backwards a bit to check it out. Okay, and that is that. So I don't know, it's detected relationships so quickly. So let's see something here. There's our table view, right? So you can see table 1, you can see table 2, and you can see table 3. Then now let's go to the model view. So when you detected the relationship, it build a relationship for us. All right, it's build a relationship for us. Let me pull it down a bit so that you can see it. So this table 3, which is our major data set, right, which has the student ID, the age, the gender, the high school score, and all that, right? Then we have table 5, which has the student ID and then the field of study, and then we have table 4, which has, oh my god, this laptop is slow. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Yay. Done. All right. Okay, so we have that. We have this. So now let me explain. What I mean is that there has to be a common factor. So when you realize, when I was creating the tables in Excel, I kept taking the student ID, which is what's my primary key. So this is my major table. There's a name for it. I'm forgetting it, but there's a name for it. So let's say this is my primary table. That's the key table that has um all the student ID, age, and everything. So it's like the master table, and it has the student ID, right? So when I click on the relationship between table 3 and 2, so this is the relationship. So I'll click on the line. It activates their common value, which is the student's ID. I don't know if you can see it. Let me scroll up for you to see it. When you bring the cursor here, it shows you, okay, this is what they are related to. That is data modeling. It's connecting it. So by default, Power BI can actually detect a relationship and build your models for you. When you take table 3 and table 4, they all have the same. So yes, I can actually take student ID and bring it here. It's just like I'm connecting it together. It's saying yes, I want it to make this relationship active. I said okay, I can make it active as well. It's validating it. It says what? The ambiguous patterns, right? Ambiguous is like they are all over the place, right? So but let's just save it without making it active because it's already building from other things. It's possible because they are same thing, same thing, same thing. Ambiguity is like meaning two things. So that's why the tool is saying that don't come and give me ambiguous things. But so far as it is connected here and this is connected here, is also same thing that this is connected here, right? So if you want to do that, so let's delete all the relationship. Right, probably you imported the data one after the other. What would you do? All right, so I'm deleting all the relationships. Say you imported table um 3 first. Now you came to import table 4, table 5, but you want to build a relationship so that it's why can't I delete it? Oh, yeah, delete relationship, yes. So you've imported it one after the other. Like it came, the table, like the data came not the same time. So you imported one waiting for the other and all that. And you want to build a relationship. All you need to do is you bring your student ID to your student ID here. Right. You see that it's already active here. So there's no ambiguity. It's the first relationship. Great. Then I'm going to drag this to here. You see it's active, there's no ambiguity, right? So the ambiguity you saw first is that you've already done this, so it's already connected. Why are you connecting it again? All right, so that is data modeling in Power BI. And notice that when you're bringing all the data together, Power BI detects relationships and then build the relationship the model for you. But what if so this is what it means. So let's go and create a chart. So I'm going to create a column chart, and I'm going to do um maybe gender, and then I'm going to do field of study. Then I'm going to drag the field of study to the y-axis and count it, right? Right. Let's say count distinct, right? It's counting it distinct, right? Because let's go and get the value so that I can see the values well. Data label. Right. So the number of, oh no, let's go back. We want gender should be right. This is how I want it. All right. So we can see the number of um we can't even see which is which right now. All right. I think the gender, let's use students rather. So let's use student ID. Let's use student ID for the y-axis and just use gender for the legend. Right. That makes more sense, right? We can see that one female, two male for computer science. All right. So now I'm going to delete the relationship and see what happens. Right. So I'm deleting the relationship. The relationship was between table 3 and table 5. So I'm going to delete the relationship between table 3 and table 5. All right. Yes, delete. All right. Then now let me go. You see, this is what I mean. It can't show. So I'm going to create the relationship again. So you have to create relationships so that I can take it one after the other. I hope you understand. All right. I hope you do. And then now let's go back. You get it. So this is the importance of data modeling. All right. So we've gone through our reports view, we've gone through our model view, we've gone through our table view as well. And these are the three views you are going to go into. If you want advanced data analytics learning in Power BI, which is the DAX and TMDL, watch out for our community. We are bringing more studies. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry. Thank you so much for learning with us. I'm going to see you on day 37. Um, well done. We are going, and I really appreciate. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this. Let's hit 100 subscribers by February. We are doing this till April 24th. So let's double down. Let's multiply 100 by 10. That's 1,000 subscribers. It's possible. I think you're going to start promoting that. 100 100 days times 10, that's 1,000. So let's hit 1,000 subscribers by April. Let's go. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.